Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Legend of Korra. You sent this article over this morning.
I did.
On CBR. They're still trying to defend the Legend of Korra years after it's been off the air.
They would not let it go.
No, I mean, we keep seeing articles like this one, even on other websites. You know, Aang versus Korra, who's better? And now it's important that Korra is annoying, because a lot of people, the complaint they have about Korra is that she's unlikable.
She wasn't likable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was. I mean, that's what turned us off to the show. That, and it felt very different from Avatar, but you know, we loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, watched it with the kids. It was one of our favorite shows. We were super pumped for Korra, and then we watched the first season and we're like, God, this is just such a downer compared to the original show.
And I understand characters change and they're trying to show progression, but there wasn't a progression. It was just like she was a know-it-all annoying twit the entire time.
Her very first appearance, she comes out and she's like, I'm the Avatar, bitches. You have to deal with it. I'm like, oh, we're off to a great start. Like, that was cute at first if she'd actually shown some growth, and I'm sure she does maybe.
Some humility.
And yeah, in later episodes, but we found her to be incredibly unlikable, which turned us off to the show.
But according to this author, that just means because she's a strong female character and she's not white. And that's why she's obnoxious and annoying. That's literally what they go on about.
So wait. Non-white women are obnoxious and annoying? That's not a very nice thing to say.
Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's talk about this article. Well, often dismissed as annoying, because she was, the Avatar Korra's boisterous personality, you say boisterous, I say bitchy, in The Legend of Korra is a welcome break from the classic token heroine. Because don't you know, to be a strong female character, none of these strong female characters are strong unless they're entitled, bitchy, arrogant, etc. That's basically what I'm saying. She should be, recognized and appreciated for her negative qualities as her personality flaws. Go ahead, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I'm just reading ahead and I'm just face-palming.
Yes, gets better.
Yeah.
Well, many have come to terms with Korra's character by now. During The Legend of Korra's first season, she was pretty widely disliked for being whiny and obnoxious.
Yes.
But she was. But apparently, according to this article, being whiny and obnoxious makes you a strong female. So guess what? Those of you who watch our videos and don't like my opinion and keep saying that you don't like my voice or I'm whiny or obnoxious, no, I'm not. I'm just a strong female character. However, those traits aren't inherently a bad thing about her character. Yeah, they are. Korra being somewhat irritating, as an indigenous female protagonist is great because it paves the way for characters like her to have more diverse characterization. So indigenous people are bitches. That's what they're saying.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
No.
That's not, and that's...
Oh, it gets better. People of color are sparsely represented, and even then are often, unfortunately, subjected to stereotypes and tokenism, more so if they're female. They do understand, right, that in the original Avatar: The Last Airbender, none of the characters were white.
Yeah, there are no white people in this franchise. I mean, you think about it, you might be able to be like, oh, they're coded white because their skin's paler. There are no white people in this world.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, okay. And then they're like, oh, they're people of color are sparsely represented, and they're stereotyped as tokenism. So it's good that she's obnoxious, annoying, and unlikable. That just means that she's not stereotyped and token. That's what indigenous female protagonists should be.
This is right up there with sassy black woman.
Exactly. Obviously, we have to take redheads and turn them into black women or black characters because they're sassy.
Oh my God.
But yes, so basically this article is that Korra is not annoying, or she is annoying, but that's okay because that makes her a better female character because she's not white, even though all the characters in the Avatar series were not white.
I would not be happy. I don't think I would be very happy with this article because this is, well, one, you're distilling people down to their race and gender again, instead of dealing with people as individuals. But I also would not be like, we need to have more obnoxious characters because that's how brown women are.
That's basically what it's saying.
We need more obnoxious brown women because that's just how they are. I mean, look at this.
I get a lot of crap for I'm obnoxious and annoying and my voice is horrible. I keep getting told. But no, nuh-uh. According to this article, I'm just a strong woman.
there really should be more space for characters like Korra to be loud and upfront in their own stories, to have actual personalities, even if they're a bit grating to those not used to seeing bi woke like that on screen. Again, you're saying that Korra's annoying because she's a brown woman. That is actually a very racist thing to say. Do you not realize how racist you're actually being by being like, brown women are just naturally annoying and
that's why
grating.
Korra's great, because she finally not white people representation in the Avatar series when they were all not white.
I can't
even... it gets better.
Look, and I know we talk about this all the time, but do these writers trying to defend minorities and women not see how sexist and racist they actually are?
No, they don't. They completely don't.
At every turn. Like, just it's totally natural for bi-wokes to be grating and annoying. Deal with it. Yeah. She's the Avatar. Deal with it.
So it gets better, guys. Just hold your butts. Okay. Hold your butts. Jumping from a fun-loving nomad to a temperamental teenager is a big jarring shift at first for fans, which likely contributed to much of the early dislike targeted at Korra. No, she was very unlikable. I don't care. It had nothing to do with whether you watched Avatar with Last Airbender with Aang or not. She was a very unlikable character. In many ways, she's presented as Aang's opposite, starting off with her series as impatient, brash, and hot-headed, excelling in physical aspects of her being the Avatar. And unlike her predecessor, she loved being the Avatar, though eventually learned the burden that comes with the title. You mean how she ruined it so no one else can have connection to her future Avatar states or past Avatar states?
She had to piss on the Avatar state.
So only she could be the last one to do that. Aang was cheerful, passive, and adventurous. Excelling in the spiritual aspects of his role. He never wanted to be the Avatar, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing that this writer is fundamentally forgetting. If you've watched shows that are based on, Asian culture type thing, whether that be anime or K-dramas or J-dramas or whatever, any of these shows, or read the webcomics from these people, okay? One of the recurring themes that they have in a lot of these things is that the person that is the main character or one of the main characters usually is always smiling and seems like they're plucky and they let things roll off their back. But the reality of the situation is they actually have a lot of issues and they're tormented and they have trouble and there's different things going on, but they always present themselves with a smile because in those cultures, that means you're strong. The fact that, oh, look, they're suffering so much, but they're always smiling. And then they have these people with their internal monologues. I'm suffering, but I'm just going to keep smiling for everybody else. This whole idea of smiling for everybody else through the pain is a recurring theme. And it's an important one in these stories that are based from Asian stories and cultures.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of brash, obnoxious...
They look down on that.
They do.
They usually are the villains.
Selfish.
They usually are the villains.
Yeah, that is considered a selfish trait, to be like, I'm arrogant, I'm special, and it is kind of anti-Eastern.
Yeah, you look at things like fruits baskets you were mentioning.
Yeah, Toru.
Yeah, Toru. Yeah. Like she gets beat, slapped, scratched, harassed. Everything else goes wrong, and she's like, and her mom's dead, and everything else. But she keeps smiling. It's like she's like about how everybody's like, oh, she goes through so much, and she's always smiling, and that's looked at as a trait to be admired. So when they're making Aang, they're not saying Aang was plucky, happy. He didn't want to be given the Avatar. He had to earn it, for one. He didn't want that kind of burden. He wanted to be, but he presented himself as happy, even when you saw that he wasn't. That's normal in these kind of stories. The fact that you're arrogant, brash, I'm up my own ass, I am so special, go me, go me, go me, is not. It's a big change from what we saw with Avatar. And some people liked it, and that's cool. A lot of people didn't, and that's also cool.
Well, you know why, right?
Because they identify Korra as themselves.
No, it's because Korra's a brown woman, and they're naturally obnoxious.
And made her lesbian at the end for no reason.
Yes.
So that means she's representative, and no one else is, even though the entire cast of Avatar, The Last Airbender, were not white people.
Yeah, but I mean, look at even the waterbender. The waterbenders we saw in Avatar were not arrogant. It didn't seem like it was in their culture to be arrogant. And where the hell she came from and where she, got off being like this, it does seem to run contrary to the rest of how the world works there, except for the firebenders.
And she might have changed some of her ways, but we wouldn't know. We wouldn't watch past first season. No. A lot of people didn't because she was so unlikable. You couldn't stomach her for more than a few episodes. That was a big misstep on the people who did the show.
Yeah, and a lot of people tuned out after the first season because of it. We did, and we loved. I mean, we watched Avatar the whole way through with the whole family twice. We watched it again, I think, just to get ready for Korra, and it was such a disappointment.
I love this too. She makes decisions with good intentions, but learns even the best of intentions can have consequences. You mean like Aang did too? And all his friends? You mean like that? I can't even with you.
She gets better by the end of it, but it doesn't matter. By the end of the series, most of the audience had checked out. And
yeah, she gets better by the end of it when they suddenly made her lesbian for no reason.
That's right.
Because of the shippers. I have nothing against that. I'm just saying that they clearly did that just to appeal to shippers. Go ahead.
Korra's annoying traits help her to stand apart and make her a welcome departure from typical bi-woke heroines. They also set her up to eventually become something more than bi-woke.
What, you mean the fact that she like cut off the Avatar state for everybody else and all that, So likable, so stunning and brave.
It's like, this is mine. I am the last best Avatar. You will never get better than me.
That's right.
Ever.
That's okay. Yeah. And she's representative and she is the way and she is the one because we're going to make her lesbian the very last minute with not much preamble because Twitter says so. Tumblr at the time.
This show was designed more for Tumblr, I think, in a lot of ways.
I think it's very insulting to people that are not straight. It's very insulting to people who are not white. So, and if you're a woman.
Yeah. You can think whatever you want to, and there are people who love Korra, and that's fine. You're totally allowed to.
You're allowed to like it.
Tonally, it's a very different show. That's probably what the showrunners were going for. But, to me personally, I feel the true spiritual successor to Avatar is the Dragon Prince. Mm-hmm. Because it feels more like that kind of a vibe. And, maybe it's the aging up of the characters or whatever, but I think they took it in such a different direction that it didn't even feel like the same franchise.
It didn't feel. They are definitely completely different things. So it's really jarring when they constantly have to pit them against each other. It's like when we had Alita at the same time as Captain Marvel. Instead of being happy that we have two strong female leads at the box office, which should normally be celebrated and normally would be a fantastic win for these people. No, because they were trying to artificially elevate one for Disney while the other one was Disney owned at the time, but they looked at it as competition. They started this big narrative about how Alita was for the alt-right, but Captain Marvel was the hero we all needed, and we saw them being pitted against each other over ridiculously stupid things, and they completely erased what good there was to have two female-led films that were both kick-ass, well, one more so than the other, in the theaters at the same time. They undid all of it, and they caused a lot of bad will.
This is a tricky one because the usual go-to is we've got too many shows with too many white male leads and the white male hero, and there are no white people in this world. So we have to be a little more crafty in how we throw shade at Avatar, right? Because you're not dealing with it. It'd be very easy if Aang were a white kid. It would be so much easier to just be like, we didn't need another white protagonist.
It's so sad that Katara was just like a complete wash of a person, no pun intended because she's a waterbender, and that she had no personality and she never ever stood up to anyone, and she was always mousy and had no flaws and wasn't didn't have a mouth on her at all. It's just so sad, and thank God Korra came to correct that.
Yeah, to show people how brown women are done right.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God, I can't with these sites. I swear to God. Like, they have to be running out. Are they running out of news? Is that what?
Oh, CBR, yes.
Are they running out of news? Do they need to get more ad revenue or what? Because they keep writing shit like this. Like, I remember Comic Book Resources used to be a legit reputable news site, and now it's just like fan baiting.
Well, I think it's, as a redhead, I think it's absolute shit for these, women of color that they only get characters that are hand-me-down redheads to be converted into characters for them because, they're obviously, every sassy redhead's coded to be black because they don't have their own characters unless they're already established. I mean, that's insulting to both redheads and to the black people that are playing these characters. It's like, stop insulting us all.
I can't. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.